Well, everyone, it is time. We are back for another Multiverse Wars episode. This is episode number 26. And this is going to be a battle between two of the not most insane cartoon animals or fucking furries or whatever, but, they're kind of up there. Otis from Back to the Barnyard versus Alex the Lion from the Madagascar movie franchise. We're going to be seeing which one of these two furries would win. And a cow or a lion who would win. Probably the cow, to be honest, but, it's heavier. But we're talking about the specific versions of these two animals, which are anthro, can walk on two legs, and can speak English. So yeah, without further ado, let's get into this battle. Otis is the main protagonist of the classic Nickelodeon movie Barnyard, as well as the spin-off series it's based on, Back at the Barnyard. He's pretty much portrayed as a fun-loving cow who is also very energetic and pretty much just likes to mess around and his best friends and hang out with them instead of really taking any responsibilities around the farm. And that's really basically it. It's about his general character traits, per se. It's pretty straightforward. But now let's talk about the real meat and potatoes here, his powers and abilities. Otis is a Toon Force character, meaning that he can pretty much do mostly whatever he wants using his very cartoon powers alone. For example, his elasticity powers, as he instantly reshaped himself after being flattened by a giant boulder in one episode. And in another episode, he has excellent regeneration powers as well, as his head was ripped off and was substituted with pigs, but he immediately regenerated from that afterwards. He's also a master at preparation, as he's known for elaborating on several different pranks, for example, in a different time span. He's even capable of summoning Plucky the dinosaur just by whistling, and can also summon Wild Mike, who can make people uncontrollably dance for as long as he wants. He's even capable of mind manipulation with his golden watch. He's also master at using several different weapons. He's mastered with using slingshot, laser guns, bows and arrows, dynamites, and he even held his own against Snotty Boy and Mr. Ben Beady in a sword fight. So he's perfectly capable in sort of the weapon mastery, but he's even capable in martial arts, as he's once again, as shown in this clip, he's defeating Dag and his gang of coyotes, fighting them off despite them biting him and pretty much being outnumbered, but he still managed to win that fight, don't worry. And he even has a jetpack which allows him for flight, and can even control someone else's body, and can somehow fit inside a tiny telephone which was filled with his group of friends. So yeah, Otis has a pretty big list of feats, but now let's talk about the specific ones, first being speed. His speed is pretty impressive for a cow, as he is fast enough to keep up with a speeding train, and one time he moved so fast that he appeared as a blur to the farmer, and he's even capable of dodging arrows, quickly stuffed 75 eggs in his mouth, along with the Jersey cows. He was even capable of quickly escaping to a provision of Snotty Boy's parents, which is another impressive feat on its own. Another thing I want to talk about is durability, as he casually survived a dynamite blowing up in his face, and while the dynamite sticks were even having a megajoule worth of explosive energy. He even survived crashing into a silo after driving at 101 miles per hour, and even had his head smashed through a TV, and even survived getting run over and flattened by a giant boulder, like I said before. He survived having a pig dropping an anvil and a hen house at him all at once, and could even take voltage from an energy fence and still be survived and perfectly okay, thanks to his Toon Force and regeneration abilities. But there are also some weaknesses of his. He isn't invincible, like I said before in a previous episode. As for his other weaknesses, however, he is usually portrayed as dumb and gullible, and can easily be distracted by attractive women, like most of us can. And even others are his very weak spot. He's also very cocky, and his golden watch can easily backfire on him if he's not careful. He's also not exactly the most responsible, as I've talked about in the previous entry in here on this episode, in this section where I talk about Otis. So yeah, now let's move on to the next character in this episode. Alex the Lion, born Alec, is a male African lion and is the main protagonist of the Madagascar series, as he is the headstrong and the protective leader of his friends. Well, more proclaimed leader. He is the best friends with Marty the zebra and is used to the life and comfort of the zoo, but he learns to quickly adapt to the wild around him. He's smart and quick and fast and agile, really, but now let's more specifically talk about his feats, powers, and abilities. Just like Otis, Alex is a Toon Force user, mostly, and is extremely durable as he constantly reshapes himself after being flattened by Gloria. He's also an expert acrobat and skilled technician. He also has enhanced senses being a lion. He's even a master martial artist. Despite his pacifistic nature most of the time, he was able to briefly fight with Nana and Chantel Dubious. He's also a master at weapon mastery and vehicular mastery. He even has similar experience with the penguins when it comes to driving vehicles. And he's even capable of underwater breathing, well, via the submarine equipment, really. But yeah, that's still basically it. And as for his speed, he easily kept up with and eventually overwhelmed Chantel. And as for his lifting strength, he was easily capable of lifting Gloria, Melman, and Marty all at the same time. And the combined weight of all three animals totals around 8,090 pounds. So yeah, that's pretty impressive on its own as well. Also, in a ceremonial battle with Tsetse, Alex takes a massive punch to the face, which sends him flying into a boulder, which created a crack, which also cracked another boulder. So yeah, that would take plenty of jewels to pull off. So he's pretty durable on that front too. And he's turned out fine in the end still, so that's also great for him. But there are some weaknesses of his. For starters, he's usually a pacifist, really, and he also is a pawn to delicious hunger and nearly killed his best friend Marty. He pretty much sunk into a depression and made himself impose exile, until he resolved to reach his homeland, of course. He's also turned into a ravaged lion, which can only happen when it comes to preparation, per se, really. So that's really only the first part. So yeah, overall, Alex is a pretty powerful lion, and it does have a lot to him when it comes to strength, speed, and durability. And now we have reached the point where we now discuss who would win this fight. While Alex would definitely put up a solid fight, especially when it comes to his own martial arts skill and his high durability, in mostly every other category, Otis just has him fucking beat pretty badly. For starters, he has his preparation, which allows him to elaborate pranks in a quick time span. He's easily capable of also summoning Plucky the dinosaur by just whistling him, and can also summon Wild Mike, who can make people dance for as long as he wants, really. So he can basically make Alex dance for as long as he wants until he gets so tired that he will eventually go for the blow and Alex would just die from probably just one impact. He's also capable of body control, explosion manipulation. He even has his pizza gum as well, which allows him to use that to his advantage. He can also easily spirit out milk from his udders. Yeah, that sounds really fucking weird. But he is sensitive to the odor, per se, so Alex could go for that. But in mostly every other category, per se, Otis just pretty much destroys him. He's also capable of creating many other different things. And as for durability, Otis survived a dynamite exploding in his face, survived an anvil and a penthouse crushing him, including a giant boulder. He is even capable of taking a beating from Bennett, who was strong enough to rip off someone else's nose, and was completely fine after being tossed into a wall by Abby. While Alex does have some high durability too, as he survived a punch from Tsetse, it only appears that his bones are this durable, not his actual flesh per se, because in the beginning of the first Madagascar movie, he is shot by a dart, which pierces his skin, which can knock him out. So if his skin was just as durable as his bones, then the dart wouldn't have hit the skin in the first place. The dart would have just deflected off. So I would say Otis does have the advantages when it comes to durability. And also, while Alex has no meaning of flight, Otis easily can use his jetpack to get away from Alex when he becomes too much or pretty much just becomes too annoying to him. He's even capable of controlling the weather thanks to his own personal plane that can spray pesticides and to create rain. He's even capable of hitting ghosts with his electro vacuum, can even suck up ghosts. And remember the golden watch from before? So yeah, he can also use that as well. So yeah, due to his many different items and more vendors than Alex, I would say that Otis is definitely winning this one. But yeah, that's the end of today's episode of Multiverse Wars. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. And I'm just gonna say the basic stuff. Subscribe, like, comment, whatever shit people say nowadays or something. Yeah, later. Bye.